the channel. In this video I'm going to be discussing the brand new Disney Plus series, National Treasure: Edge of History. But before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell icon if you want to be notified when we post new videos, and hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. In this video, the reason why I want to discuss the National Treasure series that's just come out soon, or is coming out soon, I'm not quite sure. It comes out this year, and well, the series features I guess what they say, a diverse cast of characters. And honestly, I'm surprised that they went this route. I was still expecting a National Treasure movie, specifically National Treasure 3, but even still, I'm more surprised that they didn't bring back, or at least feature, Nicolas Cage. If they're going to do a National Treasure series, I honestly feel they need to bring back Nick Cage. There's no reason for him not to be there, unless of course they're trying to say that basically they don't need him for this one, which that can't be a thing, because the fact is, people, when they think of National Treasure, including me, they associate it with Nick Cage. It's the first thought, and he clearly would have done it. This is something that he would have done himself. Even if they are featuring new characters, you got to have the original cast. At least Riley and Nick Cage's character. You got to have Ben Gates and Riley. You got to have these two people. You can't have the entire movie or show, whatever it's going to be. I think it's definitely a series. But anyway, this whole let me look it up real quick. Okay, I'm back. I just found the information. So, the new National Treasure: Edge of History series focuses on a character named Jess, who has a knack for solving puzzles, and her skills are put to the test as she and her friends follow a series of clues hidden in American artifacts and landmarks. But can Jess outsmart a black market antiquities dealer in a race to find history's greatest lost treasure and unbury the truth about her family's past? Honestly, it sounds a little interesting. My sister might enjoy it. She's like me. She's a huge fan of history and mythology and things like that. Granted, she's more interested in art now than ever, but me and her both share a common interest in history, mythology, and personally, I feel like this show could do pretty good. But the problem that I have with it, like I said, they did not bring back Nick Cage, and that's a problem. Because of the fact that there are many things I want to see in a sequel. Who knows, maybe they're still planning a potential sequel movie, and we just haven't heard about it. I know I've seen it on IMDb for years. It's something that I've been waiting for, and the original cast is on IMDb for that particular project. But when it comes to this one, it doesn't seem to be there. And so it's kind of a shock because of the fact that it's not something that one would expect when it comes to this series or this idea. I mean, you have all these different series coming back, and then you have stuff like, an example is The Librarian. If any of you have ever seen the show or the movie, in the movies you have Flynn Carson, who's this librarian. He's a student of many things, many different knowledges and knowledge bases. And the fact is, this character, he goes on many different adventures to find unique artifacts that belong to mythology and history. And well, the fact is, he's known as the Librarian. And in that particular movie franchise, it has a spin-off series. They have a spin-off series that focuses on the characters, basically new characters that are not actually tied to Flynn Carson. And at first, for a little bit, it's kind of charming. And in fact, I'd say that one was well written. I guess if they followed that pattern and then introduced the original cast, it could be successful if the acting is on par with the original. But so basically, I can't say too much about the series because I'm not sure if it's out yet, and I haven't checked the Disney Plus website or the app or anything. But it's not something that I was hoping to see. I'm definitely hoping for new adventure type series to come out soon, more mythology based series. I hear there's a new Percy Jackson series coming out that's supposed to be a spin-off, or a live action version of the books. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan of the books, but I did like the original Percy Jackson movie, and hopefully it's just as good, or at least, or even better. Honestly, I'm hoping it's better. I want to see more mythology series and books and things like that. When I read about the Odyssey and things like that in books, I want to see more of that. I want to see that in movies and TV shows. And there's so many things that I want to see that clearly haven't been adapted correctly. In fact, I would love to see an Odyssey movie. That would be a very interesting thing to see. Like like, seriously, who would they bring in? Like, that's a serious casting. Like, seriously, if any of you are watching this video, if you actually do, put in the comments who you think should be casted in a Odyssey live action movie for different characters. I may put a poll, I may put something on Twitter, but generally speaking, who do you think should be in an Odyssey based movie about mythology, Greek mythology, involving the different characters, Jason and the Argonauts and all of them? Like, who do you believe would be a good casting, a good fit for that? Anyway, I kind of got sidetracked. When it comes to this National Treasure series that's coming out, I want to say that it's definitely something that I want to check out for myself before I really review it or anything. So I can't say it's a bad show or a bad idea entirely. The story and the premise seems pretty solid. It's more than likely geared more towards teenagers and kids. So honestly, I can't say too much about it. 29 years old. This is not something that I'm going to fixate on. But when it comes to these type of things, being a fan of the original two movies of National Treasure, I just can't see why they didn't just continue where they left off. The casting was already there. You have the original actors, I'm sure, available, or at least they could have looked for like a way to schedule them to be able to work with them. So it's hard to say how this entire series came about. I know that my mother and me were probably going to watch it, more than likely. Probably my grandmother too. But honestly, it's kind of a shock. What do you think? Anyway, that's all I have to talk about for today. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and end it. But I'm thinking the next video I'm going to do, I'm going to probably talk about the Odyssey and potentially what they could do in that story. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this video. Hit the thumbs up button. Also ring the bell icon if you want to be notified when we post new videos. Well, goodbye, and I'll see you soon.